In mid-December 2020, this came in the mail. During November's 11/11 sale, my mom wanted to buy a Nintendo Switch, except that she deliberated for too long and had to wait a whole month for the next sale. On 12/12, she settled on an Animal Crossing New Horizons Special Edition set, provided by third-party seller Kishan. A week later, she purchased a selection of games from Quo10. I was pretty excited. I wanted to buy a Switch for years, but my mom was buying this for herself. So like everything else she buys, I hijacked it, and I played pretty much every game she selected. Here's a few short reviews in order of what I played first. Luigi's Mansion 3, the one I was excited for the most. Fun mechanics and level designs, sometimes frustrating controls, 4.5 out of 5. Pikmin 3 Deluxe, guilt-tripping the video game, I refuse to continue, 4 out of 5. Ring Fit Adventure, 4 out of 5. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, we did not get Nintendo Online, 10 out of 5. The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Admittedly, I'm not a big fan of Zelda games, but it looks really cute, and the simple retro mechanics yet inventive gameplay was a nice break from the usual FPS stuff, 4 out of 5. And then this. I did not want to play it. This was supposed to be my mom's game, her island and her vegetables, just like her Facebook Farmville games. But because Ma's fingers were inept at using 14 buttons, I had to help her build her island. So this isn't a review of Animal Crossing New Horizons, this is the story of Chipotle. In March 2021, we booted up the game. We were greeted by two adorable Tanuki brothers who asked for our character's name. I overwrote my mother and wrote Carmander. Then we went off designing Carmander, a doe-eyed girl with an uwu mouth and a plain grey haircut. We picked the Northern Hemisphere island option, and a layout that looks like this. We soon bucked off to a desolate simulacrum of Ishuan, where the big man Tom Nook came to greet us. I hear he donates 9% of his money to an orphanage. Two other ugly, nice-looking strangers were there. As Animal Crossing fans among you know, your starter villagers consist of one female big sister and one male jock. The big sister was Paula, who lifts almost as many dumbbells as she throws shade at Carmander. The jock was Flip, who won't shut up about lifting weights or running laps or something else other than exercising. Despite their flaws, I forgave them and helped to sell their tents as far away from Carmander's as possible. I showed my ma how to collect cherries, craft some tools, and how to fish and catch butterflies. And the island would soon be christened Chipotle, even though Singapore doesn't have a Chipotle. Eventually, after reinforcing the controls to my mom, I left it to it. She never touched it again. To be honest, when she first asked me if buying a Switch was worth it, it wasn't her lack of gamer skills that bothered me, it was about whether she would even use it. This is why Chipotle got abandoned by you? What? To be fair to her, her job at the local university is very busy. When I recharged it, the clock was about 9 hours earlier than Singapore time, but I couldn't be arsed to change it. After playing everything else, fatigue began to set in. There was really only one game left to try. But truthfully, there was another reason why I didn't want to play New Horizons. I'm ashamed to say this, but I too used to play Farmville, as well as Skylanders, Lost Islands. They didn't ask you to fight waves of zombies, or interact with toxic gamers who spam Island Versio. They're relaxed resource farming games that encourage you to log in every day to get daily items, like fish bait to catch stupid fish. And once you get hooked, you'll be lined and sinkered, trapped in the grasp of the never-ending grind, from which you will never escape. But I got bored, so whatever. I soon learned that Ma had no idea how to progress. All she did was catch fish and sell them to one of the Tanuki brothers. And she hadn't been playing for months since she first started. So when I took over in June 2021, Paula basically called Carmander neat. The villagers now have houses! There was a cockroach in our tent! I noticed that Nook wanted to see a creature. He tells me that he has a museum curator friend and would like a few more dinner samples, specimens. Eventually I got the museum and this owl nerd, and finally went on to order a house. I'll admit right now, I'm a slow learner. I soon started watching a lot of Koramora. So that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. This video was made in collaboration with my good friend and Genshin addict, Sumibo, who drew the artwork. You can find her on Instagram. This is a new type of video I've always wanted to explore, and was originally meant to be a one-off video, but that turned out to require too much work and time that neither of us could afford. So if you'd like to continue the story of Chipotle, do like, leave a comment, and share this video to bully the algorithm. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, so that I can finally break even and pay off my college debts to Tom Nook.